You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where you calling in from?
What's going on, Kyle? This is Jawan from Fayetteville.
I'm asking everybody, Jawan, today, Bama can win it all if?
I think Bama wins it all if they just keep playing how they're playing, man. People have to realize this, and I know this is hard to wrap your mind around. This is the most talented roster ever in Alabama history. You can go look at the composite scores. You can go look at ratings, however you want to slice it. There's never been a talented roster like this at Alabama, and that's just by the numbers. Mm-hmm. They're putting it all together slowly. Mm-hmm. Even though they're not playing world-beating like we think, those guys are playing over their heads. And this is more what I look at. Mm-hmm. Do you ever catch yourself looking into the future with all these young guys? Just like Jalen Milroe is young, bro.
Yeah.
Isaiah Bond is young. Jan Miller, these are underclassmen. Yeah. Only guys you're going to possibly lose is Jason McClellan. So they're playing like this right now, man. It's scary to think what they're going to be next year. Mm-hmm. And I got a hot take for you. Kyle. I know I'm not trying to skip ahead to the rising stars of Alabama, but I think the rising star that we really got to talk about is Dylan Lonergan. Mm. If Dylan Lonergan was on campus last season, as Jalen Milroe was, who do you think would really be the quarterback right now? They say the kid is out there slanging it. Yeah. throwing dimes out there. So I look at it like this. With the talent Alabama has on the outside, in the backfield, at tight end, Danny Lewis, Amari Navlat, if Dylan Lonergan improves his game, what do you think that's going to look like? Plus Earl Little and Caleb Downs, those are freshmen that are coming back next year. They're not draft eligible. Mm-hmm. Man, it's going to be a hurricane hitting people. Mm-hmm.
Man, because the youth of this team, I mean, these guys underneath, I mean, you didn't even mention Justice Haynes, and I'm sure you're going to, right? So it's like, think about the running.
Or James Smith.
Yeah. I mean, and you look at those guys, you look at, I mean, even the offensive line, these guys, you're going to lose JC, but these guys are going to continue to grow up. And, man, you're right. Like, you do look into the future. And let's see, Deontay Lawson, you have Jahad Campbell. Thinking about the inside linebackers as well, and you look to kind of the guys, and you know what? Who we didn't even talk about at the outside linebacker position, Keon Keeley and Yanze Pierre. They haven't even played this year.
They haven't even played. Russo hasn't even played.
Yeah.
So you look at that, man.
Oh my God! Jeez.
There's no reason to be worried. Alabama's going to keep. Alabama out-talents Georgia. Hey, Georgia's caught a couple breaks. Alabama's not worried about anybody in front of them, man. LSU has the worst defense not just in the SEC. You can look around the country. Mm-hmm. They can't guard anybody. Mm-hmm. They got Deuce Chestnut. He's injured. He's back. He's iffy. Their whole defense is an iffy defense. Mm-hmm. Their whole game is just like LSU of 2019. Yeah. We're going to first one to 50. If Alabama played Army and beat them 60-0, if Alabama played Grambling State and beat them 60-0, they'd be leading the nation in scoring too. Mm-hmm. That's not very hard.
Yep.
It's not very hard. Okay. So whenever you play quality talent like LSU did against Florida State, where was that leading offense in the nation that night? Because I've seen them get into the red zone and couldn't score 3 times. Mm-hmm. Who's going to run the ball for LSU against Alabama when they finally do match up? You think Jaden Daniels is going to make it through the game? Alabama's giving up 1.9, 1.8 yards per carry. That dude is going to get smacked around. They don't really have reliable running backs that you're used to seeing at LSU. Mm-hmm. You flip to the other side, Alabama's running backs are steadily getting better and better and better. Mm-hmm. Offensive lines are getting better and better and better. This might be the first game where you see Alabama. Everybody wants to see Alabama play 4 quarters. Wait till you see them play LSU. And they think about how LSU beat them last year. Man, they might go in there and 56-0, 56-7 those dudes. Mm-hmm. I'm serious. LSU is not a good team. That's just my opinion. They're really not. They're a good offensive team. Malik Neighbors is really good. He utilizes his speed really well. Brian Thomas is a good receiver as well. He's a big physical guy. He can make something happen after the catch, but after that, where are they going to go?
Yep.
Just like I was saying about Georgia. When Georgia plays Alabama, where are they going to go with the football? Ra Thomas hasn't gotten open. Lad McConkey hasn't gotten open. Dominic Levick hasn't gotten open. It's been a Brock Bowers show. Besides me, who can name some running backs for those guys? They lost them all. They're injured. Like, Georgia's literally playing with 2 running backs at the moment. They have to play Oscar Delp at tight end. They don't know how that game's going to go. Lucky Lawson at tight end. Those are underclassmen. You don't replace a Brock Bowers. You just hope that you can get a couple guys to pick up the production. That's analytics. You're not going to replace a guy like that. But if you can get 2 or 3 guys to do that, but they haven't proven that. So I'm the only game that I'm laser focused on, Georgia, Florida, and Jacksonville Saturday. You got Billy Napier is literally coaching for his life against those guys. So I think he's going to come out and try to win.
Tell me your Jawan from Arkansas. Tell me who are your top 3 players right now for Bama?
For Alabama?
Yeah.
My top 3 players right now, you got to say Milroe. He's gradually getting better. Then I go with Isaiah Bond. He's your deep threat, and he's been consistent catching the football. Caleb Downs is one of your best players, but I got to go with Terrion Arnold and Malachi Moore. Malachi Moore, man, and I've heard some people saying this. I think he's a little bit different. They say he's Alabama's honey badger. Back there, playing that star position. I can see that. He comes on the blitz. He can cover well. The guy's a baller. Malachi's that guy. So, also on defense, I like Kool-Aid McKinstry, and people don't realize how hard it is to play that cornerback position. It's really hard. Probably the hardest position in football to play. And for him to play the way that he's playing, you don't know where the receiver in front of you is going. I'm going to tell people who don't play football, those guys that they're guarding are fast. Really fast. And you don't know where they're going. You got to have good hips and good feet. JaQuincy McKinstry, he has it. That guy, he's really, if you want to be honest, he's the best player on the team.
Kool-Aid?
I know a lot of people want to see Isaiah. Yes, for sure. I know people want to see Isaiah Bond at punt return. But the first thing about punt return is not about running it back for a touchdown. It's about securing the catch. Can Isaiah Bond secure the catch first? We know what he can do whenever he catches the ball, but you got to secure the catch first. And Kool-Aid's proven time and time again he can catch it. Yeah, he's maybe muffed one, maybe. But for the most part, he secures the ball. And he's overall, he's my favorite player. Because you got to think about this. What happens if he goes out at the cornerback position? Are they still that same defense?
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, when Terrion Arnold has gone out, you've had Trey Amos step up. So I guess in that worst case scenario, you have Terrion Arnold and you have, Trey Amos. And you're right. Like, that's scary. That's a scary scenario to think about, right? Because I think so many people locked up on this whole punt returner thing, but it's just like, Kool-Aid in terms of being the corner, he is the team's top corner 100%. No, I think you're right on that. But I think with punt returner, I think I'd like to see Isaiah. I'm excited to see Isaiah Bond. I mean, he pretty much told us on Wednesday. He's like, see me soon at punt returner. But Jawan, I got to run to my next caller, man. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you calling in yesterday and today. I love your takes, man. Take care from Arkansas, man, and call again next time.